Hi everybody, this is Kat from the ASPECT team at Weston College. Today I'm going to be taking you through the Intro to HE presentation for those of you that are considering progressing on to higher education. The aim of this talk is to give you more of an idea of the benefits of higher education, as well as what to consider when you're doing your research to help you feel more confident in making choices for your future. This talk will cover these three key points: the benefits of higher education, what to consider when deciding where and what to study, and some of the best places to research in order to find out information that will help you make an informed choice about your next step. First, let's consider what the benefits are of higher education. We live in a society that is focused on anything digital. Technology is progressing rapidly and the job market is having to adapt to keep up with this. Because of this, we can't predict what jobs will be around in 10 years' time, and it is likely that you will have 2 or more careers in your working life. Therefore, the best thing you can do to prepare for such an unknown is to get the best qualifications and experience you can, so that you will be able to adapt to the changes that are coming. Progressing to higher education will increase the level of your qualifications and provide you with a lot of experience, both socially and academically, to help you develop the skills needed for the changing workplace. For those of you that know what you want to do for your career, it is worth considering that there are some vocational careers, such as teaching and medicine, which require you to have a degree to work in that field. In general, having a degree will open up more job opportunities as you have a higher level of qualifications and there is more chance of progressing to management positions. Some jobs are for graduates only, which means you need a degree in order to work in that field. Some areas of work, such as psychology, require you to have an accredited degree that will then give you a professional qualification in order to work in that sector. When doing your research, make sure you really read course profiles carefully to see what they offer, and make sure you check out career websites like the National Careers Service to see what qualifications you need to do jobs you are interested in. It is absolutely fine to be motivated by money, and for those of you that are, it is worth considering that the graduate salary is expected to increase again this year to an average of around £30,000 a year. The top 100 graduate employers in particular offer high starting salaries to graduates, for example Audi, who are offering £42,000 a year. There is often more chance of promotion with a degree due to the experience and qualifications you have gained from a university course. One of the most important benefits from going to university is to gain independence. Whether you move away or stay living at home, you will gain independence in living, travelling, managing your money and taking ownership of what you study. You will meet people from all over the world who share your interests but also have different ones. There are lots of opportunities to socialise and meet new people. Freshers Week is a great opportunity to go out and get used to the town, the nightlife and meet other students. But higher education providers also have loads of clubs and societies you can join depending on your interests. Here is a list of the 12 weirdest university societies. Whether you love lemon Fanta or you're really into Quidditch and want to compete against other universities' Quidditch teams, there are loads of things to get involved with at university. Make sure you check out what the universities you are applying to are offering. If you don't see a club you like, then set one up. Employers are really keen to hear from graduates who are really involved in or ran societies, and you are more likely to find employment if you have skills gained both on and outside your course. The course you study is the main focus of your time at university, so make sure you choose something you love. You're going to be studying it for between 2 and 4 years, so make sure it's something that you can engage with and learn a lot from. You'll meet other people on your course who share your love of the subject and who you can work with to develop new research and to really go in depth with your subject. Most university lecturers are leading professionals in that field, so you'll be kept up to date with what is currently happening. Particularly if you choose to go on to a Russell Group university, you will have lots of opportunities to research and make an impact in your chosen field. If you have an area you're really interested in within your field, make sure you check if the course includes it or if your professors are interested in research in that area. Remember, you don't have to study a course you've studied at school or college, and there are thousands more courses available at university than there are at college. Make sure you really go into depth with your research and have a look at some of the more unique course opportunities. A great way to find unknown courses is to go to a university's A to Z course page on their website and look through the list. There are around 35,000 courses and 370 providers of higher education to choose from in the UK, so you need to start narrowing down your options now. Knowing what you don't like is just as important as what you do like. Here are some of the things to consider when making your decision. Don't get too obsessed with choosing a course that leads to a specific degree, for example nursing or teaching, just because you think it is the right thing to do. There are so many more jobs out there than you will be aware of now, and most jobs just need a degree in any discipline in order to work for them, unless it requires a technical skill such as medicine. If you know what career you want, then that's great. make sure you really research the courses and choose the best course to get you into the field you want to work in. It's fine if you don't know what career you want. Aim for the best university you can get into that offers a lot of support with careers, employment and placement opportunities. It is really important to consider the following things about a university when deciding where to study. Think about the location. Do you want to go to a university in the middle of a field, or do you want one that is right in the city centre of a busy city? Consider what the location has to offer, such as the nightlife or shopping. How close you are to a supermarket when you don't drive may become a very important factor. Also consider how far you are from home if you're going to be travelling back a lot. The size of a university is important as it gives every uni a different atmosphere. I went to a university with 800 students, the tutors had an open door policy and we saw them all the time. My brother goes to a university with 22,000 students and sees his personal tutor once a term. These environments really suit both of us, so you need to consider what you want from the university. Also consider what the university has to offer. Is the library 24 hours? What career support do they have? Sports facilities, coffee shops on campus? Whatever is important to you, make sure the university has it. Many of our students apply to Russell Group universities. The Russell Group, which includes Oxford and Cambridge, represents 24 leading universities which are committed to research and outstanding teaching and learning. It is competitive to attend these universities. Many courses are 9 applications to 1 place, so you need to put in the extra effort to be considered. Make sure you're reading around your subject and getting involved in lots of supercurricular activities such as debating teams, sport and volunteering. It is worth considering that the University of Bristol, Cardiff University and the University of Exeter are all Russell Group universities. For those of you who are moving away for uni, your accommodation will be your home from home, so should definitely be considered in your research. Most students live in halls of residence in their first year, which is on-site university-owned accommodation. Rent prices can vary from £75 to £160 a week, bills included, depending on where you study and the type of room you have. So make sure you work out your finances and what is the best option for you. Most students move into private accommodation in their second year, as universities only have enough accommodation for first years in the main, that you can live in a private accommodation for all 3 years if you want to. It is often cheaper to live in private accommodation as you set up your own bills. Some letting agents specialise in letting to students. Halls of residence accommodations often paid termly, 3 times a year, to coincide with when your student loan comes in. Student-friendly landlords will adopt this approach too. Many students choose to stay living at home to go to university, which is the much cheaper option as you could be saving around £6,000 a year. However, you may miss out on some of your university experiences, such as living independently with others, so you need to consider which is the best option for you. The type of degree you study is very important as it will affect how long you study for and the qualification you come out with. The main types are the following. Bachelor's degrees are the most common type of degree programme. You study for 3 years and leave qualified at level 6. There are lots of different types, such as a BA, Bachelor of Arts, and a BSc, Bachelor of Science, depending on the modules in your course. Your subject may be suitable for a few different degree types. For example, a BSc and a BN are both options for nursing degrees. Sandwich degrees include the main 3 years of a bachelor's degree, but you have a year of placement or study abroad in the middle, which acts as your 3rd year. Placement sandwich years are becoming increasingly popular for students, as you are more employable if you have work experience and a degree qualification. However, lots of students also choose to study abroad in countries their university is associated with. Many universities offer a work experience unit as part of their course, but a year-long placement with a company may guarantee you a job with them when you graduate at a higher starting salary. Foundation degrees are 2-year qualifications which are work-based. They are written by employers to ensure you learn the skills you need to work in that industry. They are more practical than traditional degrees, and work experience forms a huge part of your assessment. You can leave after 2 years with a level 5 degree, or carry on and do a top-up year which gets you qualified to level 6. You can sometimes do this in a different course area, and it can be with a different university, so this is a much more flexible way of studying. Due to the type of study, foundation degrees sometimes have lower entry requirements. Foundation years come before full degrees. They are usually for students who do not have the entry requirements for the degree they want to do, or studied qualifications in an unrelated area and need more experience. By completing a level 3 qualification, you may be overqualified for a foundation year, as they are sometimes only offered to students with no formal qualifications. Art foundation years are different to traditional foundation years and are needed for most students who do A-levels who want to go on to an art degree. Masters are level 7 qualifications that usually come after a traditional degree. However, in some subjects, particularly STEM-focused ones, you can do an integrated Masters, which builds the Masters into your main degree. The upside to this route is that you can get a student loan for your Masters year, as there is not always funding for Masters qualifications. Postgraduate and Masters qualifications are level 7 and give you the opportunity to undertake more specialist research in your chosen area. For some jobs, like teaching, you need a postgraduate qualification to work in that field unless you were trained through your degree. Once you have chosen the style of degree you want to study, you need to consider the features of the course. Make sure you look at the number of exams versus practical lessons if you prefer one or the other. Every course has different teaching hours, some as little as 8 hours a week, which means the majority of your study is independent. For some courses, such as nursing, you will have much longer hours and months of block placement. Some courses, such as psychology, business and history, offer optional modules so you can mix and match your own course. If you want to undertake work experience, make sure you find out whether this is an option and how long you can do it for. Some universities have a common first year, and then you can choose your area of specialism in the second or third year to allow you to try out different areas. This is common in business and the sciences. Some universities allow you to mix courses to study a joint honours degree, which lets you focus on 2 areas. Sometimes this is a 50-50 split, but sometimes you major in one and minor in the other. Once you have submitted your university application, it is very difficult to change your mind, so this research is incredibly important to make sure you make an informed decision. Every course has entry requirements which you need to meet in order to be offered a place on a course. Often these are pending qualifications. For example, you need to achieve DDM on your BTEC Extended Diploma. You really need to consider entry requirements carefully and whether you will achieve what the university is asking for. When you submit your UCAS application, you can only apply for 5 courses, so you need to think carefully about how you choose them and what the entry requirements are. We recommend having a mix of entry requirements. Choose 1 or 2 that are at the top end of grades you can achieve, 2 or 3 that are realistic and around where you're working, and 1 that has lower entry requirements as a backup. If a course you really want to do has lower entry requirements than you're working at, you can still absolutely apply for it. You need to choose a course that you would be happy to study. Some universities word their entry requirements for level 3 courses in numbers, not grades. These are known as tariff points. This is so the university can draw a comparison across different qualifications. Lots of qualifications carry tariff points, so you may be able to make up your points with a different qualification. Be wary, however, that some universities only accept college level 3 qualifications with tariff and won't allow you to make it up with tariff points from music qualifications, etc. If you have done music qualifications that carry tariff points, make sure you enter them on your UCAS form when you apply. GCSE grades are often taken into account as part of entry requirements. This may mean you need to have achieved or be aiming to achieve your C in Maths and English by the end of your time at college. You may need to have 5 GCSE C or above. Sometimes you need something more specific, such as a B in Science for some teaching courses. For some courses, specific work experience is essential and is an additional entry requirement, for example in veterinary medicine. While it may not always be listed as an entry requirement for courses like nursing and medicine, relevant work experience goes a long way to supporting your application. Any work experience, whether it is relevant or not, provides you with skills that will be helpful for university and the course you want to do. These skills are known as transferable skills. If you don't already have experience, try and get some over the summer holidays. Have a look at the volunteering and jobs section of Moodle for current vacancies and ideas for ways to get involved in activities. Some courses may require an interview or audition. Interviews come in different forms, such as one-to-one, panel, or multi-mini interviews, which is like speed dating but tests your skills. Some art-based courses may ask you to bring a portfolio, or some ask for you to submit them online. For performing arts and music courses, you are likely to have an audition, which can last between a few hours and a whole day. Check out our interview section on the Going to HE Moodle page for help with interviews, auditions and portfolios. Every university has an admissions team who can answer any queries you have about entry requirements. If you're ever unsure about requirements, make sure you speak to them. The most important part of your application is the personal statement, which is an essay where you let the university know why you really want to do that course. For competitive courses, the statement will make or break whether you get an offer or whether you get to interview if there is one, so take your time to really make it the best you can. The maximum for the personal statement is 4,000 characters including spaces or 47 lines on UCAS, which is about 600 to 700 words. It should read like an essay with paragraphs, including an introduction and a conclusion. It will take a few drafts, so start early and be prepared to rewrite. Your tutors and ASPECT are all here to support you with drafts, so the earlier you ask for help, the better. 75% of your statement should be about your love of the subject, what you have learnt from your current course and work experience. 25% of your statement should be about your extracurricular activities and the skills you have gained from those. For Oxbridge or early applications, the split is 80-20. Your intro should be snappy and engage the reader straight away. Try and avoid cliché openings such as "I've wanted to be a doctor since I was born," as the chances are you haven't and the university wouldn't expect you to. It is much better to start off by saying what you really love about the subject or that area of work. Then be specific in your second sentence about when you fell in love with the subject, and then the third sentence about how university will help you progress. If you're going for an academic course, then your second paragraph should be about college and school if it's relevant. Let the university know how you have engaged with your subject and what you have learned that would be useful in preparation for the degree. Mention skills you have gained such as teamwork and communication, but make sure you give examples of where you have demonstrated these. If you have done any independent research, then make sure you mention it and what you gained from it. This is most students' third paragraph, but if you're applying for a vocational course, then it should be your second. Be careful not to list every job you did and every part of your role. Choose the best jobs or work experience, and then let the university know what skills and experience you gained that would be useful for the career or degree you want to go into. Anything that doesn't fit into the other paragraphs should go in this paragraph. Volunteering, hobbies, etc. all fit into this one. Extra reading, Duke of Edinburgh, instruments, knowing another language, travelling, sport, etc. are all great things to mention, as long as you make sure you let the university know what you have gained from doing these. Try not to mention things like socialising with friends, as this doesn't tell the university much about why you would be suitable for the degree you're applying for. All personal statements must have a conclusion. Make sure you don't end on your extra activities. Mention your career plans or what you're really looking forward to at university. A few lines is fine for a conclusion. Don't end it with your name or "thank you for reading my application." It's an essay, not a letter, so make sure you end on a strong concluding statement rather than signing off a letter. UCAS have produced a really helpful video about personal statements, and there are loads of resources online and on Moodle to help you write your statement. Researching your options is really important to make sure you make the right decision for you. We have collated some ideas for where to research so you can get your information from a variety of sources to ensure you make an informed decision. Padlet is a great way to track your university research. You can create a wall and then add links, images, videos and documents to help you keep track of your research. Kat has made an example one you can have a look at, and you can set up your account for free. If you would prefer to use a Word document instead of Padlet, then there is one you can download on Moodle. This has a table for you to fill out for the courses you look at, and an open days calendar for you to track when you're going to visit universities. The UCAS course search is a great starting point for researching universities that offer courses you're interested in. Type in the course you want to do, and it will bring up all the unis offering that programme. You can then go through the tabs to see the entry requirements, length of the course and where the university is located. There will usually be a link to the university website as well. What Uni also has a course search, but you can filter this one by grade requirements. So if you want to look at ABB universities, you can put in those grades and it will then only show those universities. Which university also has a grade-based search feature. It also has a degree subject guide, which gives you an idea of the typical hours of study, career opportunities in that area, and what you would be studying. The Student Room is primarily a forum-based website where you can talk to other people who are applying to university or already studying. It also has lots of subject guides and personal statements for most subjects, which you can look at for inspiration, though be careful not to plagiarise or your application will be rejected. The Complete University Guide has lots of resources to help your research, including a league table feature. You can search by university or by course to see where your university places in comparison to others. Be careful when using league tables, as atmosphere and whether a university is right for you is more important. UniStats includes official data based on students' responses to the National Student Survey, which degree students do in their final year. You can look at different course features to compare them to other ones you're interested in. Once you have done all of your online research, you really need to go and visit the universities to get a feel for the atmosphere and to see the accommodation and facilities. You can book open days on opendays.com, on ucas.com or through the university's website. It is really important that you book onto open days to ensure you attend lectures and tours. Prepare the questions you want to ask in advance. There is a guide on the Aspect Going to HE page which suggests questions you may want to ask. Once you have filtered all of your research and narrowed down your options, use the university websites and prospectuses to find out more information. The most up-to-date information will always be on the website, so make sure you have a look. That brings us to the end of our talk. This is only the beginning of your journey to higher education. Remember, this decision will shape your future, so think carefully about your options and make sure you have made an informed decision. For more information, go to Student Zone, Aspect, Going to HE, and check out the different resources available to support you with each stage of your university application.